Hi everyone, my name is Mary Beth. Welcome to my channel. So today we're going to ask, what do we need to know on our twin flame journey? What do we need to know? You know what? I'm going to grab another deck. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. All right, I was just called to grab a couple more handmade decks here to find out what do we need to know on our twin flame journey. What do we need to know? There's just so much our cards can tell us, so sometimes I got to go into the man-made decks because that is where, trust me when I say, I learned some depths of knowledge that I knew I had to share. Okay, so let's just grab from this one first. What do we need to know on our twin flame journey? What do we need to know? Let's pull one card from this deck. We'll do one card from this deck. What do we need to know? How do I show up for myself or show myself unconditional love? Oh, I love that. I know it's very, you can tell I just rushed through writing these things. But it's a good question to ask yourself, okay? So on this twin flame journey, part of this journey is to ask yourself, how do I show myself unconditional love? Do I show myself unconditional love? Well, in what way? Right? So it's like, or do I self-sabotage? And if I'm self-sabotaging, what does that mean? How am I self-sabotaging? Or, am I making life fun? Like when I wake up in the morning, is my life delicious? Like, I don't know if you remember, well, I can't say I'm a huge Hollywood fan because I'm not, like pretty much zilch. But I was kind of curious about Betty White after she died because I just wanted to learn a little bit more about her. So I read a couple of interviews on her because she lived a long life. And I said, how'd she do that? How'd she live such a long life? And you know what she said? She said, life was delicious. That's how she felt. Life was delicious to her. And even as, in her 90s, it was like she was still working, like being in a play or being on a TV show and memorizing lines. That was delicious to her. Also, the food she ate, she really, as you could tell, she wasn't all about being a skinny mini. She was all about, whatever was delicious, in her taste buds. She always had her 5 p.m. drink. Whatever, I forget. There was a particular drink that she liked that she would have every day at 5. Anyway, when she woke up in the morning, she would blow her dead husband a kiss and say good morning to him, and then live her day. And she just said life was delicious. And so, what does that mean to you? Like, how could life be delicious for you? Now, mind you, I just said her husband was dead. Okay, he was dead since the early 1980s, I believe. So she lived what, through the 80s, through the 90s, through the 2000s, up until 2020, like to the very end of 2021, without a husband. Okay, that's a lot of years. That's like 10, 20. That's like 30 years without a husband. So unless you have a husband, I wouldn't make it about that. So really just think about what can make your life delicious. What does that look like? How can you engage all of your senses, right? How can you live your life to the fullest? What does that mean to you? What kind of music do you love? What kind of things do you love to do? What kind of foods do you like to eat? Can you set your table out with the finest china with a nice candlelight and watch, I don't know, watch the trees blowing in your backyard, whatever makes you feel full. Okay. How do you show yourself unconditional love? If you're overworking, is that showing yourself unconditional love? That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's grab another one to see what else do we need to know on our twin flame journey? What else? What else do we need to know on our twin flame journey? Because really, this is a lot of this does have to do with unconditional love, right? Okay, again, this is not the easiest deck. It's not very shuffleable. It's not meant to be shuffled, really. But again, it was a nice man-made deck, and as things were given to me by my soul, I just started creating all my own decks here. And I mean decks. Lots of them. Right? Okay, so what else do we need to know on our twin flame journey? What else do we need to know, please? Oh, here, I think this is a quote or something. It says, "One day I woke up and realized I was not made for anyone. I was made for me. I am my own. Nobody owns me, and I don't own anyone else." Isn't that beautiful? I don't know if that was a quote. I don't know. But it's written down on my card here. I found it somewhere. Someone said it. Someone said they just woke up one day and they just realized they were not made for anyone. They were made for themselves or God, your soul, however you want to say it. I am my own. Nobody owns me, and I don't own anyone else. That's beautiful. I mean, really, is there anything else to say about that? I don't know. I don't think so. I should really just keep these out so that I like to keep them out for titles. That's okay. We'll do one more. We'll do one more. What else? What else? What else do we need to know on our twin flame journeys? What else? What else do we need to know on our twin flame journeys? See, it almost fell. Almost went everywhere, but it didn't. Okay. What else? Okay, so this one says, when you focus on the fifth dimensional / higher self energy and feel loved when you feel loved from yourself and higher self, you will manifest a higher vibrational third dimensional person who will then become your twin flame. So what this So I think I've said this before in some of my videos, is that the twin flame is about the soul. It's really not about the physical body. Your soul will jump into a body, and I promise you, you're going to have this experience with more than one physical body. I know that sounds weird, but you are. Most likely, not everyone, but most likely you will. You'll feel this way with more than one physical body, where it's like it's devastating when they leave. It's devastating when you break up. And even when you think it's not going to be devastating, it's like, and I always say this in my other videos, the soul is what communicates to you. So the soul will take you out. The soul will take you down. Even if the avatar doesn't give two craps. Like you, the avatar, you'll be like, yeah, the girl really wasn't for me. And all of a sudden they break up with you, and all of a sudden your soul's like, oh. Watch that be the picture on my title page. Anyway, and honestly, it's because the soul wants you to heal. So it's going to use that as an excuse to heal. Really, it probably has nothing to do with that person. But the emotions are a communication, and you're probably just going to match it to a particular event. And it may not have nothing to do with that event. But the soul is the emotions, right? And the soul's going to be like, oh, no, let's go through a dark night of the soul, and then it's like, what? Oh my Lord, everything. Oh, I feel so abandoned, and I feel so betrayed, right? And so when you heal and then you start moving up into the fifth dimensional, and and I have videos on this where it's like, what does it mean to be in the fifth dimension? Well, basically it's about joy. It's like maybe at least 10% of the time. right, maybe at least 10% of the time, you're in joy, like at least 10% of your day. You're joyful, you're at peace, right? And I mean, you got to start somewhere. You got to start with at least 10% of your day. And then you can work up to 15% of your day, maybe 40% of your day, right? And then once you start doing that, you will get more and more in touch with your higher self. You will see the world through your higher self's eyes. Now, that's the big one. Now your whole perspective is going to change. When your perspective used to look like this, now it's going to look like this. You're going to look at the same thing in a different way. And you're going to be like, oh, I never saw it like that before. But now that I look at it that way, okay, I guess that's okay. I guess that's cool. It's like you become a bit more balanced, you become a bit more accepting. Doesn't matter what people do or say, you just kind of accept it because because you just have a different perspective. It's more of a higher soul perspective, right? And then what happens is another body comes in, right? That becomes your significant other, and this person will match that vibration, right? Because you have to be a vibrational match, right? In order to physically be with someone, it has to be a vibrational match, And so, and then that person becomes your twin flame because it's not about the physical body, it's about the soul. The soul takes over the body. It's about the soul. Now, that's just a perspective I have. If you have a different perspective of, no, only so and so is my twin flame, I know this to be true, then that is absolutely true for you. A lot of people will have two twin flames where two people came in at the same time or around the same time, and they'll even call them different names. They'll say my fake twin flame, or they'll say my practice twin flame, or I don't know what twin flame gurus, they call them something. They call them a different type of twin flame. In my opinion, it's just another twin flame. There's just two of them. It doesn't even have to be just two. It could be 3, 4, 5. Really, the trick of the twin flame journey is to understand it's not about the physical. It's not about the physical body. It's about the soul. And when you understand that, you start to set yourself free, and you start to realize, I'm really not going to settle. I'm really not. I'm not settling. It's like, no, I'm not doing that. That's silly. Like my life is important to me. My happiness is important to me. I'm full. I live full out, and I'm fully happy, and I'm fulfilled. Okay? And the way to fulfill yourself is to really get with your soul, because your soul will take you down. Every time you're like, I'm fulfilled, I have joy, and all of a sudden your soul's like, wah, wah, and the emotions come out. I desire, I need, I am not fulfilled. And then you're just like, really? What now, soul? What now? So it's all about the healing, and then really it's your soul that's just trying to get you to heal. It's like your soul will make you go after the stupidest choice. Like it'll desire the worst possible choice ever. It'll be the worst job. It'll be the worst person. All because all for the soul to heal, because the soul knows, hey, if I drag them in this really uncomfortable situation, we're going to have no choice but to heal. If we're in a super comfortable position and we're super happy, super joyful, well, we're just going to stay the same, and we're not going to heal all those other things that, well, frankly, all the crap that we've done already, like all the programming, right? All the stupid ass stuff we did in the past, all the wounds that I have, not just from this lifetime, but others too, all those past lives. I mean, thousands of them, right? And so they're like, okay, and the soul's really smart. The soul's like, okay, this is what we got to do. We got to go into a really uncomfortable relationship, or even a relationship with a person who doesn't even want to be with us. But we're gonna super desire this person. knowing that this person is not going to desire us back. Well, the soul knows, let's put it that way. The soul knows. The avatar doesn't. The avatar is like, oh, okay, soul. Oh, okay, sure. You know best. And then the soul's like, yeah, yeah, go for it. And then it's like, wah, wah. And then the soul's like, see, now we got to heal. We got so much healing to do. Let it out. Let it go. Move up for God's sakes. You know, you need to purge. You need to energetically fix this. You need to be balanced. Fix balance out your divine feminine and your divine masculine. And when you start doing that, then you're going to realize, oh yeah, that person that my soul desires is definitely not the one. Definitely not. That would be settling. If I want to settle, I'll let you know. But if I don't want to settle, I'm going to go this way. Okay. So it doesn't matter, right? So let's just say you do go in the direction of someone where you know the relationship, you're really, you're settling. That's the best way I can put it. You're unconditionally loving, which you don't have to do in the physical. You could do it from afar. You could do it within. Here's my rule. If they're getting a hold of you within, then get a hold of them within. If they're getting a hold of you outside in the physical, then respond and get a hold of them in the physical. But if they're not getting a hold of you in the physical, don't get a hold of them in the physical. If they're getting a hold of you and I know you all know what I'm talking about. If it's on the inside, that's how you get a hold of them. If they're all singing to you and you're hearing songs and you're like, oh, this is so nice, and they're all getting a hold of you on the inside, respond in the inside. I promise you, it'll work out way better. Because if you've been life coached by me, and if you had private personal coaching by me, and I know I've explained to you, there's timelines involved. You will be blocked in the physical. I promise you that. Especially if they're not the ones reaching out to you. It's not what you think. It's kind of a test, really. So anyway, to get back to this card, it's really about focusing on the fifth dimensional higher self energy, and then you will manifest this higher dimensional relationship, okay? Which in a way becomes your twin flame because it's still your soul. It just looks differently, but the body doesn't count in the twin flame journey. It kind of doesn't. It kind of does. There's a big part of it. But once you become balanced and you really become all one with everything, when you really do get into union with everything, you realize it's really not about any singular body. It's not. You'll be forced into knowing that soon. Trust me. Even if you don't get that now, I promise you'll be shoved in that direction. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. Thank you so much for joining me and have a great rest of your day. Thanks, everyone. Bye.